stay back.
Hello.
Cameron, Jeff in Las Vegas. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. You know why? You are my last interview of the year. So congratulations.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Very
They
nice.
saved the best for last, I must say.
Something like that.
Well, thanks for joining me to talk about Shattered. Great thriller. Enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
But you know, Cameron, there's always a risk of picking up strange women in a supermarket, isn't there?
I have not had that success. I also don't know if I would recommend trying that. Maybe not the best place. And usually if I'm in the supermarket, I'd rather be left alone. But yeah, I mean, I guess Chris thinks he has game and feels like he has game in that moment, but he might not actually be the person who's pulling the strings in that situation. So yeah, I guess that'll be for people to find out. But
yeah, because the sudden adventure that Chris gets involved with turns into a sudden nightmare. He's a billionaire and he's a mark, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he certainly is very, very, very wealthy. He sold his company for upwards of 100 million, maybe more. And he has a fair amount of assets and holdings. And he is, because of that, he's kind of just like sequestered himself in this beautiful home in the mountains in Montana. And he's kind of just like cut himself off from the world. He's going through a pretty nasty divorce and losing custody of his kid at the moment too. And I think he's also just in the middle of an existential crisis. So he's looking for something to bring him out of this funk and kind of snap him back to life. And he feels like he found that with this girl, Sky. As it turns out, though, she's probably not his dream girl.
True. And I don't want to give any spoilers away. I'm only going to talk about what I saw in the trailer, what everyone can see. So you are brutal in this movie. You get just beaten up and just, you go through the ringer in this. And I was curious, is this movie trickery or being taped to a wheelchair and across the mouth? I always wonder, is there some sort of trick to that? Or is that kind of, some realism there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably tricks and ways around it, but we didn't really do that. I don't think we had time to do that more than anything. We shot this movie in like 3.5 weeks. And the only way to really do it was we got a real nurse to actually cast me up and make this cast for me. And then we tied me up in this wheelchair for real. Obviously, certain things like the power drill are fake, but I was down for just going full force with it and to bring as much reality to that stuff as possible. So, I felt like it made sense to just be uncomfortable and to make it difficult. And I feel like you can feel it in performances when stuff is actually hard and the characters are, getting beat up. And so I felt that it was kind of helpful because we shot this in such a quick schedule. We worked long hours. We were getting a lot done in one day. And a lot of these scenes are really brutal. But the plus side of that was because I was very physically and mentally exhausted, that helped feed into the character. And I felt like I was able to bring that into the performance the next day and the day after that.
Absolutely. It translates on the screen big time, and it gets bloody and intense. And then Frank Grillo shows up too, so that gets intense. And Lily Krug, talk about a femme fatale character. I'm a big fan of film noir, and I just saw her as the ultimate femme fatale character in this movie.
Yeah, no, definitely. She, you wouldn't know that this was her first lead performance ever in a film. She gives a fantastic performance. She's a German actress, and she does a wonderful American accent in this movie. And yeah, it is quite the role. Especially for her first role. I think it's amazing that she was able to pull this off.
I never would have guessed that, man. I never would have guessed she was German and she did an American accent. She was phenomenal.
Yeah. I agree.
And John Malkovich, what a versatile actor. Would you say he's the comic relief in this movie? Because it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny though, this movie, for as dark and intense as it is, I do think that there's a sense of humor and a self-awareness that allows it to be over the top and fun. And it's a twisted fun. It's a very dark comedy. But I do think that there is a sense of humor there. And yeah, John Malkovich is so funny in this movie. I mean, he's always funny, but yeah, he's bringing a lot of levity to the movie, and it wouldn't be the same without him.
Tell you this much, Cameron, I can remember my mom's maiden name when I need to. So man, this was a great thriller. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you the best of luck in select theaters January 14th from Lionsgate, and also on DVD and on demand. Thank you so much for Shattered, and you have a great new year.
Thank you very much. You as well. Take care.